YouTube, my name is KarQ. The servers are still down right now because so many people are playing Overwatch and we're bored. So we're going to make another tier list today called how good these heroes' ultimates are for your average player. Are they going to be S tier, game changing, A tier, a quite impactful ultimate, B, somewhat impactful, C, situationally impactful, or D, kind of an underwhelming ult. And these will be catered once again to your average player, not a high elo opinion, because I'm not even high elo anymore. I'm washed. Don't take it too seriously, and don't take whatever these guys are saying very seriously as well, because we're doing this live. All right, Diva Bomb. First thing we're gonna do for Diva Bomb. Do I think her ultimate is impactful? Of course. Does it always get value? Not always, but I do think this bomb is good. Whether it kills people or not, it's a pretty strong zoning tool, and obviously it has high kill potential. So I'm gonna put it at A tier. I think, and it's a second life. That is very impactful. Arguably game changing in the sense that you get the second life, but you're not always guaranteed the second life as well. But it forces people to reposition and stuff, so I think that's very good. Domina's ultimate. Now, I also have to base it on how often or frequent it can extract value. I think Domina's ult is kind of B tier. Now that people kind of understand how it works, people are freeing themselves from it. It's hard to land sometimes. Obviously, if you're playing a mirror and they're kind of stationary, it's kind of easy to hit, but at most, you're not hitting all 5 people. It's like 2 people, and you can break it pretty easily now that people know how to do it. I would say it's obviously quite impactful in the sense that if you time it right, you can deny enemy things. We'll put it at B tier. I think that's pretty fair. It's somewhat impactful. Doomfist ult. I think every Doom player says this ultimate sucks ass. And every Doom player says it's just very underwhelming, but it definitely situationally can get you kills. Maybe because I've been a victim of the Doom ult. It's situationally good and it situationally saves you, and it's a lot better than the last time I did this tier list. 4 years ago, I think Doom's ult was way worse, but now when you press your ult, you're actually healing the full now too. I think all your cooldowns go up a lot faster, if I'm not mistaken, but I know he heals now, which is very different than what it used to be. Back maybe a couple years ago, again, I would have given it a D, but I think it's situationally pretty good now. Not good, it's still a C tier ultimate compared to how it's not a game-changing ult. No Doom player is ever gonna say his ult is the game changer, but I think C is pretty fair for it now. Hazard ult. I low-key think Hazard ult is arguably situationally good if you can root them, but it's hard to capitalize. This is not a great ult, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's pretty easy to block. It's sitting in the C or D tier for me as well. It's pretty easy to get out of the way too. This is like his ultimate is like a finish them off kind of thing. If you initiate with it, it just gets denied super easily, but it's whatever. Junker Queen. Is it game changing? It's definitely an S or an A tier. I think her ultimate is fantastic. I would say it's pretty impactful. It's an anti, it forces Suzu. If they don't have Suzu, it does so much, heals her, so much damage. They're full anti'd. I might change this a little later depending on how I like grade the rest of it, but it's at least at minimum A tier, maybe S tier, depending on how it goes. So we'll put it on A tier for now. I think this is a great ultimate. Mauga's ultimate, Cage. I would say Cage is actually really good. It's a pretty strong ult. I think A tier is pretty fair. Some people said S tier. No, I don't think it's that well, actually, anybody he locks in pretty much dies. Really, the only way to counter it is to break it, and that's so hard to break. You're not always guaranteed to have a Sombra EMP. If you want people to save you, they have to jump in with you. Nah, this is an A tier ult. Mauga's ult is actually really good. Orisa ult. It's A or B. I don't think this is a C tier ult. I would say it's pretty impactful. It sucks them in. I actually think the suck in is actually the best part of it. It gives her a free fortify. I don't know. I don't think I would put it on as strong as like a Queen ult, but it's definitely good if you can set it up correctly. Problem is you have to get into the spot every time. It's a lot of damage, but you have to build it up. It is escapable, so I think B tier is pretty safe for it right now. Ramatra ult. Ooh. Also a really good ultimate, I think. You have to run from this or you literally die. You can sit there and block. It's at minimum A tier as well. I really don't know how I'm gonna grade S tier. Once again, I might change this, so don't get too hung up on how I'm grading them right now, but I think it's good. It's S or A. Reinhardt. It is somewhat impactful. It is a good ult. It's just hard to land sometimes, and they could be out of range. It's B or C. I would say Ryan's ult has way more impact than a tear it down or a fucking Doom ult, right? It's gotta be at least B. Somewhat impactful. Obviously, if it hits, it hits. Reliability is probably the hardest part of making it as impactful or game-changing. But I think we can agree. It's probably B tier. Roadhog ult. This is just a situational ult. It can be powerful if they're in the corner, but a lot of times you just blast them away. Sometimes it can feel pretty underwhelming, but sometimes it can be pretty good if they're in a closed area. This is either a C or D tier. Yeah, a lot of times you don't even ult. Okay, we're gonna put a C for now. Sigma's ult. Ooh, Sig's ult is also very good. Always forces people to move away if you lift them up. It's not always a guaranteed kill, but it is quite good. I think Sig's ult is fantastic. Always takes half their health away. I think I'm gonna put it on A tier. Winston's ult is very good. It's a big extra life. This is, again, once again, for your average player though. Remember, I put the parameter here. This is not high elo. High elo, I would actually put Winston really fucking high. But I think for your average player, Winston primal value, somewhat impactful. Extra life, they can probably leap in and do a decent bit. Yeah, B. Let's do B. They can't juggle too reliably, but still pretty good. Because especially like your average player, your average gold plat player can still jump in, bubble, take a bunch of damage, almost die, and then just have a second life. It's an incredible space maker, so it's quite impactful. Bad timing though, you're obviously gonna feed, but I think that's good. Wrecking Ball, either somewhat or situational. Obviously, if you slam and put the mines, it is actually pretty. It's just more annoying if you're not prepared for it. But like, it's definitely not as crazy as some of the other ones for sure. I would say I think mines are way more annoying to deal with than a Doom ult, a Hazard ult, or a Roadhog ult. So for that reason, I think we put it here. And I actually think I'm pretty happy with this because now I looked at Zarya and I think her ult is the biggest game changer by far. Grav is just insane. The combo setup, Zarya is the easiest setup S tier. With how I graded the Grav, I think these are all fair then, if this is what your S tier is. Nothing's too underwhelming. Most tank ults in the game are pretty good, but yeah, these three are, yeah, okay. So far, so good. Onron. So Onron has 2 ults, so I'm gonna have to like put it in the middle. I'm just gonna put her in B tier for both ults. It is pretty easily counterable, but it does decent damage. It does a lot. The res, but it is, there's a lot of ways to get rid of it. I actually think over time, when people know how to play against Onron, it actually goes down. But for now, it's decent. It just feels like a middle of the pack ult for sure. But it does seem like the definition of situational because you can use both, but I don't have 2 pictures of Onron right now. Alive ult is B. Dead ult is situational because you don't know whether to press it or not in that situation. So by that definition, she actually fits right here. That's a good point. But I'm going to assume most people just go offensive with it. So we're just going to put it in the B tier. So whoever's skipping and like to the end of the video and is confused, yo, why the hell is Onron a B tier ult? You're just going to come back here and just listen to me say it depends on which one we're talking about. Okay. All right. Ashe, Bob. It's a decent ult. It's easy. It zones people. It can be countered. It slept, whatever, and died, but it can contest. It has pretty good value. Yeah, I think we'll put it in the B tier. It's pretty good. For the average, actually, wait, no, you're right. For the average player, Bob is actually even better. Once again, I always forget my parameters I'm putting this on. This is for your average gold plat lobby. You know what? Bob is actually quite impactful. We take it back. I take it back. You're right. Thank you. Bastion ult. Ooh. I would say underwhelming because a lot of times I actually think if it's not okay, it's okay now. You can sometimes get a kill or zone, but sometimes it gets absolutely nothing. It's a C or a D tier. I wouldn't say it's underwhelming because it certainly can kill someone. C for now until I really figure out what I want to move to underwhelming later. You guys really think it's D? C for your average player because they're gonna put the 3 down and they can't get out. Cassidy, High Noon. Okay, I think High Noon is still situationally good. I don't think this is a D tier ult. I know people meme it's a reload button, but like it can zone people away. It has kill potential. I'm gonna put it at C tier for now. It has it's much better with the cat too. So situationally with the cat. Echo ult. I actually think Echo ult is actually dude, that perk that gives you 50% ult charge off the copy and then you copy an ult for that situation is like super strong. It gives you a second life. You duplicate at the right time the dodge and ability, an impactful ability, and then you can use it and get another ult and an extra life. I think this is an S tier ult. Even for the average player. I mean, even if they don't pick the right copy, it's basically another free ult. I guess with my parameters, I was saying how often and how easy it is to like get a grab. You just shoot it. I guess. You know what? Average player, you're right. High elo, S tier for sure. I might move this though, depending on how I grade other things. This one I'm kind of hung up on. Emre. I think Emre is for your average player, this almost gets like 1 or 2 kills every time. If you press it at a bad time, you can just die, but I actually think it's pretty good. I've used it a decent amount and it's like, it actually farms kills pretty reliably. I'm gonna put it in the B tier. Okay, Freya ult. Situational. I think this is actually kind of hard to land. Well, if it hits, it's somewhat impactful, but do I fear the new Vanka? Not really. Nah, I'm putting it in C tier. Decent damage, but a lot of times you just hit by the AoE near the end. It doesn't really do anything. It actually might be a little underwhelming, to be honest with you. And the average player will throw it like poop and maybe miss. All right, well, put it at C for now. Once again, might move it. I don't know. I actually haven't played against like a gold Freya. Are we even afraid of it? I guess that's the question. Genji's Blade, somewhat impactful. Really good if it gets comboed, of course, but I actually think that perk that gives them lifesteal, is that the perk that all Genji players take now on the Blade? I think B is pretty fair. It is a hit or miss. Yeah. Hanzo's ultimate. Situational. I would say the zoning potential is definitely not as powerful as mine's. Mine has way more kill potential. This is only really good with the combo or as a zoning tool. I think this is a C tier ultimate. Overwatch 1 in 2016, this used to get kills, but without a combo, it's kind of tough. Junkrat Riptire. A lot of people here say B, but even in high elo, it's actually kind of hard to kill the tire. I actually think A, because A, the kill potential, obviously just one shot anybody and or multiple people. But 2, you don't even have to, you have 10 seconds and everybody runs. That's the big, like people run from the dragon. Okay, it's over and they come back. Everybody panics when this thing comes out and they all scramble. This thing is like insane, I think. I think Junkrat Tire is really, and Junkrat's a menace for your average player. Nobody shoots it. I think I'm gonna rate it A for that exact reason. All right, Maze ult. Kind of hard to hit. You do have to combo it with the wall or else they'll just get out. It's either a B or an A. Obviously, if they're fully in it, it's good, but you still have to have some follow-up. You gotta freeze them too. Let's put it in B tier. Rocket Barrage, B tier as well. It's actually a lot better now that you can move, to be honest with you. This used to be way lower when you were standing still, but like most games, you're gonna, by the time the barrage comes out, you're allowed to move, right? And at worst, it's a 1-for-1 trade. It's somewhat impactful. I think you consider perks to them because an average game is gonna get a perk online at some point, right? The movement is dookie, but I think it's still better than not moving. It's like, it was the easiest as an Ana player. Like if I see the barrage, she's literally slept. I literally don't use my sleep dart if they have a Pharaoh and I know they have barrage. But now it's like, you kind of still have to, like there's a higher chance of living. I would say it's somewhat impactful. All right, Reaper ult. I think Pharaoh's ult will get more value than a Reaper ult. On average. I think you have to set it up. Gone are the days where you get multi-kill dies if you don't set it up correctly. I think Reaper is easier to kill in his ultimate than this. And it's so predictable because like Pharah's somewhat predictable, but they can be a little, it's much easier to be sneaky as Pharah than a Reaper just wraithing in front of you. You just got to come in from the side sneaky. Yeah, we'll put it there. Sojourn ult. Ooh, this is a impactful and or game changing in high elo, but I'm gonna put it on B tier because it requires a fuck ton of aim for the average player, guys. Big range between probably diamond and under. B for average, much higher for high elo. I think that's fair. Visor as well. It extracts more value. A for an average player. It's quite impactful. You pop it, it's a big zoning tool, similar to Junkrat where they have to scramble. Glorified zoning tool, and it almost always guarantees a free kill. Glorified, it's a full bot. Okay, we'll do that. Sombra EMP, is it as game-changing as it used to be? It's definitely impactful at minimum. Do we put this in an S tier? Oh yeah, EMP is a 5-second silence, right? But like, you still need to follow up. The Sombra is still, I actually forgot how much damage Sombra does. How much damage does Sombra do on the EMP? Is it still 40% of the HP or is that still a thing? I haven't seen Sombra in forever. I kind of forgot. Only 25? I swear it used to be 40. 3-second silence, 30, it's 25%. This has been nerfed a lot right now. So I think in the old video that I did here, I think I put EMP much higher, but like, I actually think it's not as good as it used to be. I'm gonna put A tier for your average player. It's much harder to follow up the EMP than Zarya's, I would say. All right, Symmetra's wall. If it's in a bad spot, it doesn't do anything, but I think it's a pretty good ultimate. If it's in the cutting off like a decent area, it's not bad. It goes across the entire ult. I don't even know what Sim's ult does. It's just a giant wall, big shield. It's hard to misplace. I'll put it in B tier. It doesn't guarantee kills, but it sets you up to get kills. Some of these are just like insta, just do kills. Torb is either B or C as well. I think your average player stacks too many goops in one spot instead of spreading them out as well. Denies space, but it's kind of avoidable. You don't get like pile drive comboed into it like the mines. I mean, I think it's somewhat impactful. B or C. Better if it's comboed or if they accidentally walk into it. I don't know. I don't think Torb's ult is like that good. Situationally, they can accidentally step into it. It might be a C tier ult. We'll do that. Tracer's ultimate. Pulse bomb. Bro. Are they even hitting the pulses? Do they even track cooldowns? Is it gonna get Suzu'd? Is it gonna get bubbled? It's really player dependent. It's definitely not like a single pick. I would argue they miss the pulse more often than not. Or B, they sit on and hold it for too long because they don't know when to use it. I think for that reason, it can obviously situational. You get the kill, good. But this has the highest chance of missing out of almost every other ultimate here. I wouldn't say it's underwhelming because it can certainly just kill somebody right off the rip, right? So Vendetta, how is Vendetta faring in low elo? I think she's a menace right now. Most people run away from her ult in high elo, but like, does this thing always guarantee kills? And you're in a plat lobby? Okay, it actually is super impactful. As long as they go into the sky. All right, we'll put it on A. She always farms at least a free kill every time. That's crazy. Venture, it's pretty good. Tectonic Shock, I think it's middle of the pack. Obviously, situationally, they have to be set up for it, but you got to hit at least 2 of them to be good. Widowmaker. Widow might be the first underwhelming ult for your average player. It's a zoning tool, yes, but you got to also, it sets them up and they got to hit the shot and they can just wait. Sometimes you can just do nothing with it. Like, I don't necessarily, in high elo, I would fear the walls for 15 seconds way more, but for your average player, I don't really think this is like, certainly not as game changing. It's like, oh, we got to watch out for Zarya grab. Oh, we got to watch out for the Widow walls. Like, no one's really tracking this until it comes up. It's like, oh, okay. It's good value. I'm not saying it's bad value, but it's underwhelming relative to the rest of the cast. You have to do something with it versus the ult actually doing something by just pressing it, you know? Ana, I think the nano boost, obviously very easy to hit. I think this swings fights. It's impactful. I think this is actually this is an S tier ult. When we think about Tracer and Rhine, there's chances to miss the ult. You can't, well, I guess you can die mid cast, but it's like, it's good. BAP window, I think BAP window is pretty impactful. Is that a bit of bias? Nah, probably not. No one uses it. If it's put in a bad spot, it's got a big setup. The BAP itself may not be ready to like get the double healing and the double shots right away to capitalize on it. Yeah, maybe a B tier ult. That was definitely a little biased. Brig ult, dude. Overwatch 1, I think in that old tier list, I put Brig ult like it was so crazy back in the day. Like back in the day where you got like a giga armor all the time and all that shit. That used to be crazy. Armor was not okay back in the day. Rally though, right now is pretty solid. It's easy to get impactful value for most players, but somewhat. They got to be clumped and be ready for it. And you get a free stun. Yeah, I'll put it at B. Illari ult, I'm going to put it at C. There's too much setup for this. I don't think they're going to be hitting this every time. First of all, you got to land the first projectile, then you got to pop it. You got to make sure everything is set up perfectly. That's a little tough. I think it's good if it fully makes it all the way through, but because of all the setup required, I think some people just accidentally, it just gets blocked the first time and it just does nothing. I'm gonna put it at situationally okay. The cat, game changing if it's a free kill on the tank, but it depends on what tank it is. You gotta make it there. Are people shooting the cat in low elo? Probably not. I think they just accept their death when they get fucking ulted here. Depends who you go for. The map factors in. If there's no map, oh, that's true. Like Grav works all the time, Nano works all the time. You're not gonna always have a map to drop them off on. Yeah, let's put it on A. It is impactful though, it's pretty good. Juno ult, probably in the same vein. It requires you to be in the small circle. It's a B tier. Kiriko's though is impactful. As long as it's in a decent spot. This is much better value. It's much bigger, forgiving, speed, attack speed. Arguably could be an S tier ultimate, to be honest with you. I just pray it's not in a bad spot or it's short. I might move this up later because I definitely like Kitsune more than the cat ult, actually. Maybe A in gold lobbies, sure. Yeah, you can misplace Kitsune, but you can't really, well, I guess you pick the wrong target as Ana. Lifeweaver, just a situational ult. You have to kind of react to it. It's decent though. It actually got buffed a lot. It gives a lot of overhealth now. It's kind of annoying to like play onto. If you asked me 2 years ago, definitely lower, but it genuinely is actually somewhat impactful. You know what? I take it back. It's actually pretty good, at least minimum B. Maybe not quite as like kill them now with some of this, but yeah, actually using it to block stuff acts as like a thing to literally stop Diva Bomb, and it gives a lot of healing now, a lot of overhealth. I don't know when the overhealth change got added, but it's definitely good for it. Yeah, just standing in it gets always pretty decent value. Pretty somewhat impactful value by standing in it. Yeah, move Juno down. I mean, Juno has a damage boost too. That's the somewhat impactful part. Lucio beat, definitely very impactful. Arguably an S tier, but you gotta like make use of it. But it does save people. Honestly, it might be an S tier ult. I think it might be a game-changing ult. Mercy's ult. Low key, I think Valk is really good. Mercy is unkillable. AoE chain healing. Guaranteed better res. I think Valk is really good. It's so easy to use too. Now people might disagree with me. I like Mercy Valk more than these 4 ults for your average player. I'm gonna put that there. I think Mercy's Valk is really impactful. Okay, Mizuki's ult. It blocks stuff if you use it right. It got better now. You get an instant 100 heal. Nobody goes inside. If they walk inside though, then yeah, you kind of get clapped. But honestly, before the recent buff, it was a C tier ult. I'm gonna put it in the middle of the pack here. It's okay. Moira ult. I would put Moira ult up here, dude. I think Moira ult's also really powerful, guys. This is an A tier ult. This thing heals and does damage, and Moira self heals. This is so strong. This is almost a guaranteed kill every time. And you can fade in it now to like dodge stuff. I think Moira's ult is really freaking strong. Wu Yang's ult, maybe I'll put it in A tier. A or B tier. Definitely not as powerful as Nano Boost. It saves them. A lot of people are able to just walk away from the stun and stuff these days, so kind of hard to coordinate. Yeah, you know what? I'm happy with B tier here. And then finally, we have Zenyatta's Transcendence. Game changing or A? I think with the antis, I think Lucio Beat has more engage tool because you can speed into them and you can bypass. Like if your team is antied from a queen, like Lucio Beat will save them. True. If we do say queen ult, then I guess we can also say Sombra ult. Then yeah. If I can't really use like one-off situations, it saves you yourself at any time. You know, I might put it on S tier. Okay, that's just my opinion. How good the ultimate is for the average player. I think Moira gets more value than Zen's ult for the average player. The more I think about it, I think every time a Moira ult, it's like literally danger, bro. I actually think this gets way more value than an average player. This is like a counter, but like, well, I'm not gonna overthink it. Let's just keep it like this. All right, this is just a very bare bones tier list for what I think is good or bad ultimates. At the end of the day, the only ultimate that your average player shouldn't really fear is this one. These can situationally get you kills. These are probably fine. These are pretty good. And then these are like very game changing. That's the tier list. Go fight in the comments now.